All right, so you've got a new product, a new service, and you want to generate revenue fast online to a new website. Hi, everybody. I'm John Lincoln with Ignite Visibility. I've launched a ton of funnels, a ton of products, a ton of new websites, and today I'm going to talk to you about the things that you need to do and the mistakes that you need to avoid if you want to be successful with driving revenue fast to a new website. Okay, so the first thing that you need to keep in mind is who's your exact customer, right? What's your exact product? What's your product market fit? And then how are you different than the competition? Because really what you're doing here is you're doing a product or a service launch. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's dive into some of the specifics on the digital marketing tactics that you would use so that you can get this to market quickly and not waste a lot of money. So the first thing I want to talk about is I don't want you to focus on SEO, not in the first couple months, because there's other ways that you can drive traffic and revenue more quickly. And what we want to do is we want to establish the online business model. So SEO, you'll probably want to start working on that in month 3 or month 6. But right away, the first thing that you want to do is you want to focus on making amazing advertising. So invest that money in really great creative. Invest that money in making sure that you're hitting the right audience so you know the exact demographic you're going after. And then what we want to do is we want to focus on the main channels for customer acquisition that are tried and true and proven online. Okay, so those would be Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Bing, and then there's others as well, okay? And I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But basically, on these channels, what you wanna do is run advertisement and then determine your cost per acquisition. So how much does it cost you to acquire a lead? How much does it cost you to acquire a customer? How much does it cost you to sell something for a transaction? Because that's gonna allow you to determine your online business model, okay? So for every source, if you're running ads on Google, say it costs $150. If you're running ads on Facebook, say it costs $70 for your cost per acquisition to acquire a customer. Instagram, 70, YouTube, 500, Bing, 20. By knowing how much it costs to acquire a customer through these different advertising platforms, you can then determine how you can scale your advertising so that you can get to the next level, right? So if you're spending $5,000 on each one of these platforms, then you can look at that and you can understand that you're getting more bang for your buck on certain ones, but at the same time, you also want to create a diversified portfolio of traffic so that you can consistently turn those levers in case something happens to one, you've got backups, right? So do that, that will build your online business model. So next, let's talk a little bit about social and what I would do on the social media side. What I would do is get people involved. So roundups, right? One of the things you can do is you can write a blog post. You can mention all the people who have written awesome articles within your industry in that last week or the last month. And you can write a roundup that links to all of them and then email them, let them know that they've been mentioned. They're going to start noticing you. They're going to click on that link. They're going to come back to your website, right? That's one thing, but also link to people and ask them to share, right? So if I write a really long blog post, I can then link out to people in that blog post and I can let them know that I linked to them and ask them to share it on their social media. When that happens, we get in front of all of their demographic. You get referring site traffic back from each of the social sites. A lot of times it gets passed around the company. So not only link to people, quote people, get people involved in the website so people are interested in the website that you have, and then mention people as well. So mention the people that you want to do business with within your blog, within social media. When you do that, they start noticing who you are, and if you do that on a consistent basis, that's going to be really good for you. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Find communities. There's groups, influencers, websites, mailing lists that all have the exact customer already. They've been working for a long time to build this up. There might be a Facebook group that's got 10,000 or 100,000 people that could be potential customers. Influencers with these communities, websites that get tens of thousands or millions of visitors a month that would take you forever to build, right? And they've got it now. So use other people's real estate. And when you do this, what you want to think about is 3 things. What's the audience? If you advertise there or put some content there, what's the potential CTR, click-through rate? So if you post something, how much clicks are you going to get? And then what's your conversion rate going to be? okay? Because that, at the end of the day, is going to say your entire business model, and then it's going to dictate how much you spend in each one of these groups, okay? So now we've kind of identified a couple different sources within Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Bing. We've got groups, influencers, websites, mailing lists. Maybe you've been doing this for like 3 months now or something like that. At that point, you're going to want to start on search engine optimization, because you'll start creating content on a consistent basis, trying to get ranked for those top 10 terms that are really going to drive the revenue. Maybe focusing on some awareness terms that people in your industry will care about. That's a really good time to get started, because you can invest the money that you're making as profit and reinvest that into SEO and start building up that channel as well. Okay? Couple other quick things. Be bold. You're in a new market. Okay? You're the new person in a new market. Come in, cut through the clutter. Don't be afraid to try something new. Take a different spin on it. There's so much fun like in being the new guy, right? So be the new guy and do it in a great way and kind of scare those other people, right? Get noticed. Consider a simple funnel to start. If you're not a $100 million company or a $50 million company, you know, money's tight. Maybe you're just one person with 20 grand in the bank. You could always just start with a funnel. A funnel means using Unbounce or using ClickFunnels or using any landing page builder just to build one page and then run ads to that and then determine if there's a good product market fit instead of building a $100,000 or $50,000 website. Okay, now if you're really going for it and you're a bigger company, you can definitely just build the site and go for it, but there's cheaper ways to get started to see if you're really onto something if you're worried about money. And then finally, take all this and build a CPA framework, cost per acquisition. So no matter what, you want to think about for all of this, what is your cost per acquisition? So if you have, 3 or 4 or 5 different channels, how much does it cost you to acquire a customer for each one? And then consistently inside of Google Analytics, there's something called a sources report. Look at your sources, look at the amount of traffic you're getting, your conversion rate, right? And then how many leads are coming in, and then scale from there, okay? So those are a couple ways that you can go about starting a website in a crowded market, ways that you can generate revenue fast with a new website, and I hope this was helpful for you. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time. Bye.